Yeah, we back, y'all. I was having some internet issues. I didn't want it to close on Coach while we were talking, so I just started it over. Yeah, Coach. My phone was acting crazy. I had to take my Wi-Fi off. I said, "How my Wi-Fi? I can't join with my Wi-Fi." So I took my
That's what
Wi-Fi
I had to
off.
do earlier. That's why I was messed up.
Yeah, I had to take. I said, "How do I have to take Wi-Fi off? That doesn't even make sense." I'm just pinning everything back up right now. But no, but yeah, I'm not gonna hold you all night. But I'm just gonna get a couple more things from you that I'll let you go. I'm just pinning everything back up right now. What's up, B? That's my guy from Takeover that just joined. Another good guy. There's not a lot of good guys in this AAU world, but that's a good guy in this AAU business. It's a rough business out here, man.
Yeah,
It's a rough business out here. We don't get paid. Well, I don't get paid.
that's
uh,
why I said you wouldn't be giving all your time if you weren't doing it for the kids, man.
right. Yeah, I definitely love it. When I was in college, that was my major was sociology. I wanted to do, I always wanted to do stuff with kids. I was telling Coach Odom from North Carolina Central, all of my first basketball heroes were women. Like my mother was a basketball player.
Mm.
My aunt coached in the area for like 30 years at Bethel High School. You know what I mean? So all of my first, basketball heroes were women. So I think the coaching was in the cards for me a little bit too.
Right.
I think it just took me a little bit of time to make sure that to get myself together. Um, like I said, I'm always when I see guys like yourself that's like closer to age with me or younger actually. I'm like I wish I was that focused more when I was younger to get into the business a little more when I was younger, and I probably could have been doing a little bit more stuff. But I like what I'm doing right now. It's impactful to the community. You know what I mean? A lot of people notice me and know me from being with the organization and things of that nature. So I'm still enjoying it and getting a lot of joy out of seeing the grown-ups, and once the guys come back as grown men and
Mm-hmm.
like coach da 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 da, man, I appreciate this and this I don't know like if the guys or kids, if they know how much that means to a coach, like saying
Validates why you're doing all this, why you're spending all
word.
this time for sure. No, I mean I think they probably don't, but it's kind of goes hand in hand with they don't usually understand why you're doing what you're doing
Right.
when you're coaching them. So
Hmm.
it's kind of the separation of the two worlds.
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, you both kind of figure it out.
Hmm. But it's like a beautiful thing once that when they do that, when they come back and tell you, that you was an impact or different things, or they remember stories from the trips
Mm.
or remember stuff from like tournaments, like what this happened and during the game and da da da. So I'm like, oh, it makes you feel really, really good. I had a kid send me a letter before, and I was like, wow. First of all, I was wondering how'd you get my address, and then and then I was just like amazed that it was a handwritten letter, and I was like, this blew my mind. And then Coach Chisholm, that was coaching our 16s, he shared with me one time where Justin Robinson sent him a letter out of the blue. Just sent him a letter, what I'm saying? It was on a nice card, and he just was thanking him, about different things when he was with him and stuff like that. I was like, that is really amazing, you know what I mean, that they would take the time out to do that and stuff like that. I mean, as an adult, I do it myself, but it's different when it's coming from like an 18-year-old or a
Yep.
19-year-old or a young adult when they first getting into the world. You know what I mean? So, in leading into that, once your guys get into the world, you know what I mean, after playing with you guys is over with, do you guys stay in contact? I'm sure there's some guys that you stay in contact with, and do guys, guys start, having families, children, and things of that nature. How does that make you feel, when those
Oh man.
guys do that?
Well, I mean, I think that we say it all the time. We don't want this to be a 4-year transactional
Mm,
business relationship. I mean, this is something that we want to be long term, and not every player it turns out or works out that way. But
mm-hmm,
I've been very fortunate that guys that I coached my very first year, 15 years ago, watching them get married, have kids,
mm,
be successful in their own right. Guys that were on that Final Four team that now are turning 30 and
mm-hmm,
are almost all really successful. Like it's rewarding and it's great to talk with them. And obviously we all have busy lives and we're all don't going a million miles an hour, but just having a conversation here and there with those guys can go a long way. And I'm not a big group chat guy. I try to stay out of them because
mm-hmm.
they seem to like go left, and I'm doing something when I come back. I'm like, how did we get here? But for me, I'm like I just try to hit them up as much as I possibly can and check in and make sure they know I'm thinking about them. And obviously social media makes a lot of things easier because you can kind of
Mm-hmm.
see what's going on and watch their families grow. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, man, it's one of the most uh, I guess refreshing things is to watch
Mm-hmm.
that process. And like I said, the maturity of the guys is something
Mm-hmm.
that's really cool.
Yep. So, like I was telling you before, when I was talking to you about getting you on and telling you a little bit of uh, like a little background information of like with the I guess people are telling me I have an IG show. I didn't even think of it that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got a podcast or an IG show. I'm like literally thinking about like just basketball conversations because I really love basketball. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I was looking at it, like just having conversations with basketball. So I was just looking at some stuff, and then when I was talking to you about it, I was just like, I was wondering, like, steps for you. You know what I mean? Like, are you looking into maybe, being a head coach at one time, running your own program?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the ultimate goal and dream.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happens, it happens.
Right.
I've been fortunate the last few years to be a part of some things that help you get more prepared to
Mm-hmm.
understand, because it's a lot more than just standing up on the sideline and coaching. They
Mm-hmm.
they kind of talk about it now as being a CEO.
Right.
And the reality is, especially almost at all institutions I've been, basketball is kind of like the main
Mm-hmm.
program, and that brings a lot of notoriety and attention to the university. So positive things, negative things, all those aspects kind of fall back on a head coach that can run an entire program.
Right.
And
Definitely.
I think I've learned more in the last 3 years about the quote unquote profession
Mm-hmm.
um, than I had ever known. And obviously I said it earlier, I was naive when I got in. I didn't really know. I didn't really understand how people got to where they got to.
Mm-hmm.
I was told some things, but at the end of the day, it was more about me learning and
Mm-hmm.
making my own mistakes. But I've learned a lot about it, and yeah, I mean, I would love to run my own program and make my own calls. But right now I'm in a really good situation. I work for a great boss who you talked about him earlier. He's just a normal person, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is what's awesome about Coach. And so I'm very fortunate, and like I said, hopefully one day I get that opportunity.
Right. So, yeah, I definitely think you would excel, at that. But I know, like, well, yeah, I definitely think so too. I think that's one of your guys, one of your a coach that just said that you'll be a big time head coach. I definitely think
Yeah,
so.
Daniel, I
I
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so just for how everything is going, and I know you touched on it earlier with the climate of the world right now with COVID happening, a lot of social injustices and things of that nature that's going on in the world. With your guys, like you said earlier, you said in the conversation earlier yourself, your wife is African American. You've been, you've coached predominantly a lot of
Yep.
black kids, black players or whatever. So, with your guys stepping out into the community, getting involved in those type of things, like how does that make you feel when you see your guys do that? When they lead from the front, like you guys, like Coach Rose says all the time.
No, I'm just proud of them. And it's a positive that they feel like they can do that, because for a long time they probably felt like they haven't had that opportunity. It wasn't acceptable, And, one of the blessings of COVID has been that everyone is kind of, have to take time to understand what's going on,
Right.
and had that opportunity. And so, yeah, I'm happy that they're able to do it. I want to be there, like I said, to support them, and want to be there to help lead the way with them, because it's something that, when you get momentum is key in anything in life. And when you get momentum, you can't lose it. You gotta keep it going. And right now, I think it's imperative that we help support these players so that momentum can continue to snowball.
Right. And then because like I said, you jumped in that conversation earlier in the first segment earlier, and I was like, Coach jumped right into it. Like, it's not really a hard subject for you to talk about, the social injustices and, coaching predominantly a sport that's, with a lot of black players in it. It was really, it made me smile inside. I tried to hold it in, but it made me smile. Like, you're not shying away from the topic. You know what I mean? You're right there in the topic. You're right there talking about it. You're right there leading from the front with your guys. So that's like amazing that that you do that, what I'm saying, with your guys, and you have that and I can feel that it's a genuine feeling, you know what I mean, how you feel about it and helping us out with that, with that movement that's going on right now. And that's like super amazing. Like, you just don't understand. And so, like I said, with Coach being involved with it, I know you guys are going to be 10 toes down. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
you're going to be down, and you're going to be making some changes and helping us out a lot with that. So now, just a couple more questions I was going to get with you. Then I'm going to get some nuggets from you. With everybody that I've had on, I get a couple of nuggets that I can take back and just kind of put that a blurb out, something that one of your nuggets, not something from Coach Rose. But like I told you before, in the background of the show, you know what I mean, when I tell folks that I was going to have college coaches on or things of that nature, they always wanted me to talk about recruiting and, why. Ask them why they're not recruiting these kids from here and why they're not doing this from here. I'm like, no, that's not what this is for. You know what I mean? So this is more of a celebration type of and acknowledging you for being what you do, doing what you're doing and doing it well. But just to touch on it a little bit, for VCU, your program and your organization there, the type of kids like that you guys are looking at, like, it doesn't, not even basketball wise, just the type of young men that you guys are looking at, because obviously if you're recruiting a kid, he can play on the level, or you think he can play on the level that you coach at.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. But the type of men or young men that you guys are looking for to bring into your program, something of that.
I mean, I think ultimately culture wins. So I think you have to have good kids that, obviously are driven, that work hard, that obviously want to be successful, but they also want to be part of a good team. You're not going to just be able to play six. You're going to play a decent number of guys. So, reality is you gotta have guys that are willing to sell out for the teammates and go as hard as they possibly can, and understand that they're not going to play 40 minutes, but we're all going to benefit from it. And there's been a lot of guys that have benefited and played in the NBA because of it. So, it's just something that we have to do our research and our homework to make sure guys really fit that style.
Yeah, that's really, and I like that too, because it seems like you guys don't sway from what for what you believe in and how you want things to go. So I like that as well, with the program with you guys, how you do that. Just a couple more things for you, just really quick. What's your response, like, with the protesting and everything of that nature? So with the young guys being involved in that, and I see it hit Richmond kind of hard too, with some of the things like that. So are the guys staying safe? Do they report back to you guys and let you know that they're doing those things like that if they join, if they do peaceful protesting?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we've talked to them about is, obviously we want them to have a voice, but we also want their safety to be, number one. And as we've seen, there's a lot of people that are a part of these protests that maybe don't have the same agenda as the ones that are out there, really looking for change. There's some out there just to cause problems that have no part in the
Right.
in the riot, you know, in the protest at all. And
Right.
so, you know, we have to keep their safety in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's something our guys have done a good job of making sure that they're keeping us in the loop.
Oh yeah, because you guys are responsible for them. Like I talked to Coach Jones about it. He's like a head coach. You know, he's the head coach at Norfolk State, and we talked about like you said before about a business and being a CEO of a business. He talked about in that aspect, like when you guys go on the road, it's like 25 people probably going on the road with you, including your players, all of
Yeah.
staff, you know, people that, you know, record again, your videographers, your trainers, all that goes on the road with you guys. So it's a big production, you know, when you guys go on the road. So being responsible for all of that is definitely something that's really amazing there. So just I had another question pop up, but I lost it. Somebody sent me a question. It was a good one too. I lost it, but it'll probably come back to me in a little while. So with your what do you expect from the team in the future once you guys get back on the floor? We talk about you guys again.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the youngest team we've had in a long time, and I think it's exciting in some ways because I think we really get a chance to teach from the fundamental ground on up, and you know that is exciting as a coach because one of the things we
Right.
are as teachers. But I'm excited about the group we have. I think we have some talented young players. We're gonna, like I said, be super young and. You know, we're going to have to go through some adversity and we're going to have some growing pains, but that's all part of the journey.
Right,
And
definitely.
I really like the group. I like the vibe. They're I think they'll be very connected, which we all know is very important. And I'm excited to see what we can do.
Oh yeah, because I know right now with them being on campus and no one else is on campus, I don't
Right.
believe. So it's just them against the world right now. So they're definitely going to be probably bonded well and, you know, going through a lot of adversity, especially with some of your returners that come back and and their season was ended so abruptly. So now they're probably tighten up the brotherhood a little bit more between all of those guys there. So that's really dope. So like I said, I was going to keep you just a little bit longer and I just wanted to get a couple of nuggets from you. You know, some things that I can use to tell some guys. Like I said, when I started this show or the B-ball talks with Coach B, it was more of like trying to have conversation with basketball minds that I respect. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really going into a whole lot of questions. Like I said, a good friend of mine, Coach Sean Beta, she sent me this by email.
Yeah, she making sure you're prepared.
Right, she
That's
sent
why
me
she
all
won the
that
state
by email.
championships.
So did you touch on something earlier that I'm gonna touch back on? We had a call with our guys last week or 2 weeks ago. We told them about being a professional, and I think you said that with your you know, with you going into the office. And we tell our guys like, hey, you guys are professionals. Even if you don't go to the NBA or play overseas, you're gonna be a professional because you're gonna, you know, go get a job. You're gonna be a professional. So always be a professional, you know, at everything that you do. So whether it's getting to the gym on time, going to work on time, or doing whatever you have to do. So that stuck with me too. But I just wanted to get a couple of nuggets from you. Or she just joined back in again. That's her right there, SB. I gotta always shout her out because she helps me out tremendously. Like me and her go back 30 years. From middle school, she was a star at my high school when she played and all that. So we go. She coaches on our girls 17U staff as well. But
Nice.
I get a couple of nuggets from you that I can take back to the guys. And like I said, I like doing that because, like I said, the show wasn't all. When I was bringing basketball guys on and bringing college coaches on, what's up, B Graves? I wasn't bringing guys on to talk about, you know, who does VCU recruit? Why you not recruiting more kids in the 757? Why you not recruiting more kids?
You must be monitoring my phone during the day. I have those conversations every day.
But I don't want to I mean, those are conversations, but that's something different. And some of that stuff you guys can't even talk about. So it's just like, I like celebrating basketball and what brings us all together like it did. Like if it wasn't for basketball, I probably would have never met you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I just like celebrating the basketball and something that we all love, something that we all have in common. So I asked you a couple of questions here and there. Then I like to just talk to you guys about your life, celebrate you, how you came through your grind. Like I said, I was talking about Coach was just in here a minute ago, Coach Odom from Central. So I coached her son last summer. He played on my 15U team at the end of the year last year. And I was just telling her, I was like, Coach, you know, I know you, but I met you as a parent, but you never told me. She said the same thing like you. She don't like talking about herself.
Right.
So I was like, when I looked you up, you know what I mean? And me and Coach Bailey looked you up, and I was looking at some stuff. I was like, JD grind was serious. He put a real grind in to get to where he's at today, you know, and I kind of like celebrating that with the coaches and everybody that I bring online with me. I like celebrating that. So just a couple of nuggets that you may have that I could take back to some of these young people that's joined the live, and some stuff that I could take back to the guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, for me, it's obviously your daily approach, trying to outwork the people that you know are in your industry or profession,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. Doing things the right way, trying to
Mm-hmm.
treat people the right way. You know, I think it's really important, because I think a lot of people only want to treat the people that can help them perceptually,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of times it's not that person. And I think so. I think it's just always treating people the right way, and trying to be a good person. And I think
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff is like, you know, you're gonna work on your craft, and you're gonna try to be a better coach and all that other stuff. But I think it's those small things that really matter. Your level of consistency every
Mm-hmm.
day, what you bring, who you are. I think those things are what's really gonna kind of help you along the way, or going to kind of serve as roadblocks for you.
Right. And I like that too. I like that daily approach. Always outwork your everyone, do things the right way, be a good person, stay consistent. I was having that conversation before with one of the coaches before that did the show with me. And I was saying the same thing, like AAU gets like AAU gets like a sometimes I don't know,
Negative.
like a black cloud,
Yeah,
negative.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to be one of those guys that try to be a good guy in this business that we're in with AAU, and try to do things the right way, try to treat people the right way, and things of that nature. And I think that goes a long way, and I think that's why it's kind of been, you know, easy, not really easy, but kind of easy for me to get guys to come on to the show with me, or get women to come onto the show with me, because they know it's coming. I'm genuine, and I try to put it all out there, put it right on my shoulders, like nothing hiding from it at all. But
Absolutely.
hey, Coach, I want to get one more thing from you. What size T-shirt you wear? I got some T-shirts for all of my guests. I've been putting them in
Medium.
medium.
I'll
All
try
right,
to stay in shape, man.
but so look, let me tell you how crazy it is. So I went to the store and I bought me a shirt the other day, and I got home, I tried it on, and I didn't like the way it fit. It was a Nike dry fit. We all know how those go.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm not taking it back. I'm just about to figure it out. I gotta figure it out. I gotta lose some weight. I gotta get in the gym and do better for myself. You know what I mean? So medium. I got all types of colors now. I got gold, blue, black, white. So I know I'm gonna probably try to get you somewhere either white, black, or gold. Look at Shauna,
There,
she laughing at me.
there
I
you go.
brought that shirt home. I did not take it back. I said, yo, I'm not going up to a 3X. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get down. I'm not going higher than the 2X in anything with T-shirts, polo shirts, or nothing. So I said, I'm going to figure it out like that. Look at one of your guys just checked in.
Yeah,
Sim.
my man Mikkel. Now I've seen a couple guys join in. It's been great. Now
Nah.
Mikkel's working his way, and he's gonna see himself playing professionally here next year. Very proud of him. And
Man,
whenever
that's really good. Good
whenever the
stuff.
ball's done bouncing, he got that diploma, man, and that's the
Mm.
most important thing.
Whew,
Proud of
I'm
him.
about to put that down, too. I like that. When that ball starts bouncing, that
It's gonna
diploma.
happen.
It's definitely going to happen. And that's another question. One last question for you. How do you approach? Do you have those conversations with your guys about when that ball does stop bouncing?
Yeah. I mean, I think those are some of the most important conversations we have. You know, you look at the numbers and percentages, it's hard to make it, you know, and I'm never killing a kid's dream, because, you know, we're fortunate here at VCU. Our guys are, you know, all good enough to go on and make some money playing the game at, you know, different levels. But, you know, at some point, whether you're the best player in the world or you play 1 year, you know, your career is going to be over, and you're going to be 37 years old, 38 years
Hmm.
old. You
Still
know,
young.
what are you going to do? And
Hmm.
you got to be able to apply all the lessons you've learned through this game,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what you took from your experiences at the university, and
Mm-hmm.
you gotta turn them into to a second profession.
Mm-hmm. All right, Coach. Like I said, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not going to
Appreciate
hold you
you.
all night. You know what I mean? You gave me a good solid hour. It's been really, really, really fun talking to you, getting a lot of information from you. Like I said earlier, I don't know if some of the people saw it earlier. I'm going to say it again. When I reached out to you to join with me on the live, like it was no hesitation at all. You reached right back out. It was like, yeah, I'd love to. You know, you didn't have to take an hour and a half out of your night to do this with me. I know you have a new, you know, I don't think your baby's 2 years old yet.
Now she's in the bathtub right now. I can hear her screaming from over here. So I'm gonna help her get to sleep. She doesn't have a normal 15 month old bedtime. She's a little on the late side. So I'm gonna help her get to bed. But I appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll text you and you'll give me somewhere to send the t-shirt and stuff to you. Like I said, I appreciate it a lot, man. A lot of success to VCU when it comes back. Again, I love the way you guys are leading from the front with helping us out with this movement that's going on in the world. You guys are like incredible. You know what I mean? You guys don't have to do that. You don't have to be vocal like you are. You can stay back and be quiet, but you guys aren't doing it, and I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that a lot, Coach. All
Absolutely.
right, so we'll be
All
in
right.
touch soon. You
Sounds
have a
good.
great day. You take care of that baby. Tell the wife I'm sorry. I'm letting you go for sure now.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, now you take care now, JD.
All right, later.
All right.